Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session today, October 26th, 2024. It's a beautiful day and a wonderful evening. So, the music is Lady Carey's Dompe, which is a classic piece of early British music and was anonymously composed. Lady Carey's Dompe, Dompe. All right, let's give a shout out to everyone here in the chat. Good to see you, Dustin. Much love, Valerie. Good to see you, Kari. Much love, Gandhi. Great to see you, Leslie. Mike, good to see you. Holler Haint, great to see you. All the love in the world, Mother Rhea. Good to see you, Foundations. Good evening, Nikosmas. Good morning, Taz. Good to see you, Barb. Much love, Stoic. Great to see you, Isaac. All right. Much love, Daphne. Great to see you, Steep Dreams. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful. Let's start out by talking a bit about our astrology. So today we are in the moon in Virgo. Beautiful energy. My sun and my rising are both Virgo, so I relate to this energy in such an intense way. And when that Virgo energy is in our moon, it is that energy of refinement, of pursuing with an intense focus that individual perfection and that individual understanding of self. Virgo is the one who stands on her own, who does things by her own merit. She's the one who truly moves on her own. And remember, we're relating this in the tarot to the Hermit card, that energy of shining a light into the darkest depths of the self, facing the self and willing to refine it. And if we look at that constellation of Virgo, it relates to the great goddess Astrea, who by her own merit ascends to the stars, right? She deifies herself. And it's this profound, powerful, intense energy. But with that Virgo, we also have to be careful because this energy can be cutting, can be very critical of the self and of others. It can be isolationist, and it can really hold people to unreachable standards, the self and others. But luckily, we have this beautiful energy of Libra in our sun. And with this balance of Libra, that pursuer of beauty, communication, and flow, we can really bring Virgo into focus. And we can use this energy to truly ascend and to refine ourselves in an imaginable and sustainable way. We can shine that light inward, really analyze and see what we need to do different, and then put it into practice. Beautiful energy, really powerful energy. This is a time when you can truly make active changes, righteous changes in your life. Take advantage of this moon. It's beautiful energy. Now let's talk a little bit about the title. Connect to the body and listen to your heart. This morning when I was thinking on the cards, I drew the Queen of Discs. The Queen of Discs energy is such beautiful energy. She is that feminine that is in the body, right? That is grounded in the earth, that connects in that physical way and builds in that physical way. And so when I was meditating on this energy, I kept getting this feeling of having to be in touch with the self and learning to listen to our body, learning to listen to what we feel at our deepest core, right? What we truly can connect to, that emotional, that instinctual side, which is often dismissed, is seen as unreasonable, is seen as, something to be overcome. But recognize if you're not in flow with the body, then you're not in flow. And if you don't know the body, then you don't know the self. And these are things we often take for granted. Our culture separates them. We think of ourselves as mind and body, right? Soul, somehow sitting in a vehicle, right? I always think of Genesis Peorage, their lover and their partner, right? Lady J would describe their body as a cheap suitcase, right? And while we may move through these bodies throughout lifetimes and experience, there's so much depth to be gained from them. There's so much love and understanding to come. And I also wanted to read for you guys a poem that touches on this and also touches on the muse. It's called The Oriole's Secret by Emily Dickinson. To hear an oriole sing may be a common thing, or only divine. It is not of the bird who sings the same unheard as unto crowd. The fashion of the ear attireth that it hear in dun or fair. So whether it be room or whether it be none is of within. The tune is in the tree, the septic showeth me, no, sir, in thee. No, sir, in thee. It may be something external that triggers it, but the key is reverberating that tune and echo, harmonizing and feeling it in your heart, in your core, in your body, right? Do you have the ears to hear the bird song, the true song, right? That song of the universe, the great mother herself, right? It was the augurs who divined, and it was them who can speak to the birds. Orpheus knew how to sing to the birds. Medea could sing to the birds. And often the doves are the priestesses of Aphrodite. Beautiful. All right. We're now going to go to our Ganapati oracle. Ganesha Ganapati is the divine child, the Lord of beginnings, the guardian of the threshold, and the master, of the Ganas, the spirits. So, Ganesha, what is the inspiring message? And please ensure our words are heard by those who need to hear them. Today's message is harmony. Harmony. What a beautiful synchronicity. Harmony. I'm speaking of harmony, and harmony is here. Do you hear the bird song? Can you harmonize with it? Can you sing along? Right? That magic of the harmony is that Sun and Libra energy. It brings that justice. It creates that middle path. It brings us to our conclusion. It is the true will. It is a way we can flow without harm, but in that harmony, right? In that harmony, flowing together in synchronicity, in joy. Beautiful. All right. We're now going to go to our sortes. But before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. And for those of you unaware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy, that is divination through literature. And it comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition. And we invoke the goddesses of inspiration, the divine muses, and ask them to send us a message through the text. So, muses, what is the inspiring message from Federico Garcia Lorca? Inspire us. There are always a lot of children around here who come to steal fruit. There are always a lot of children around here who come to steal fruit. What an intense image, right? And it hits me on many levels, because the first thing I think of, why are children stealing fruit? Number one, why do they need that fruit? Are they starving? Where are their parents? Where are their guardians? Where are their teachers? Right? Why do they need to steal it? Why aren't we sharing with them? It's fruit. This is what we need to give to the children. Why are they being denied and vilified? What is going on here? Something is not in harmony. When children are thieves, something is problematic. People are hungry. People are starving, right? Let's continue. Wild. We're now going to go to Paradise Lost and Regained by Milton. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Milton? Inspire us. Adam, by sad experiment I know how little weight my words with thee can find. Found so erroneous thence, by just event, found so unfortunate, nevertheless, restored by thee, vile as I am, to place of new acceptance, hopeful to regain thy love, the sole contentment of my heart, living or dying from thee, I will not hide what thoughts in my unquiet breast are risen, tending to some relief of our extremes, or end, thou sharp and sad yet tolerable, as in our evils and of easier choice, if care of our present perplex us most, which must be borne to certain woe, devoured by death at last, and miserable it is to be to others a cause of misery. Oh, wow. Let's read this back. Adam, by sad experiment, I know how little weight my words with thee can find. I know how little you listen to me, right? And I have done experiments to prove it to myself. Wow. Found so erroneous thence by just events. Found so erroneous by just events. Shown to be of an error, making these mistakes. Found so unfortunate, malaligned by fortuna. Nevertheless, restored by thee, vile as I am, to place of new acceptance, hopeful to regain thy love. There was a falling out between these two, yet this person has been restored and forgiven, as vile as they are, to a place of new acceptance. A new cycle has a new opportunity, and they are hopeful to regain thy love, the sole contentment of my heart. Again, we're hearing that message of the heart, listening to the heart. This person is willing to do what is necessary because of that heartfelt connection. Living or dying from thee, I will not hide what thoughts in my unquiet breast are risen, tending to some relief of our extremes, or end, thou sharp and sad yet tolerable, as in our evils and of easier choice. She won't hide her true feelings, even if they can be extreme, or even if they make things more difficult or perplex them. If care of our descent perplex us most, which must be borne to certain woe, as if in evils and of easier choice, if care of our descent perplex us most, which must be borne to certain woe, devoured by death at last. Wow. Wow. And even if you can't understand, there is that death that will come and bring us salvation through destruction. Oh, wow. Devoured by death at last is a relief from those torments of the cycles and the inability to reconcile. Intense. Let us continue. We're going to go to Byron. Muses, what is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us. And this is in the night, most glorious night. Thou wert not sent for slumber. Let me be a sharer in thy fierce and far delight, a portion of the tempest and of thee. How the lit lake shrines a phosphoric sea, and the big rain comes dancing to the earth. And now again 'tis black, And now the glee of the loud hills shakes with its mountain mirth as if they did rejoice o'er a young earthquake's birth. Wow. Hail Nix indeed. And this is in the night, most glorious night, right? Night, that primal force of creation, just after chaos. Wow. Thou wert not sent for slumber. Let me be a sharer in thy fierce and far delight. You weren't sent to do nothing. Let me share in your fierce and far delight. We're not just talking about that Nyx energy, but there's that Hakatic energy, that fierceness and the far delight, the far seeing, the far shooting. How the lit lake shines, a phosphoric sea. The lit lake in the phosphoric sea. We're talking of nymphs, and we're talking of that light again, those light bringing energies, right? That Hekatic energy. And the big rain comes dancing to the earth. And now again 'tis black, and now the glee of the loud hills shakes with its mountain mirth, as if they did rejoice o'er a young earthquake's birth. The shaking and the quaking of the mountain rejoicing in birth, they're talking about Dionysus. And they're talking about the Coriobantes who are crashing their cymbals in the mountains to hide young Dionysus from Hera. Right? Wild. That birth in the quake of the earth. Beautiful. Let's continue. We're going to go to Lewis Carroll. Alice, Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lewis Carroll? Oh yes, as dawn emerges, right? That earthquake happens as the dawn emerges, as that morning star arises, giving birth to new day. And who is the light? Dionysus. The light on the earth, the Zeus in the earth. He is Sympregado, right? With Hades, just as Apollo is Sympregado with Zeus. Let's continue. The king was saying, I assure you, my dear, I turned cold to the very ends of my whiskers. To which the queen replied, you haven't got any whiskers. Leave it to the queen to call out for truth and to squash such silly metaphors. I assure you, my dear, I turned cold to the very ends of my whiskers. You haven't got any whiskers. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Right? Wow. Beautiful. I love it. Let's continue. All right. We are now going to go to, what do we got here? The Stranger, Albert Camus. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Camus? Inspire us. Well, yes, freedom. That's why. They've taken away your freedom. I'd never thought about that. I agreed. It's true, I said. Otherwise, what would be the punishment? Right. You see, you understand these things. The rest of them don't, but they just end up doing it by themselves. Well, yes, freedom, that's why. They've taken away your freedom. I'd never thought about that. I agreed. It's true, I said. Otherwise, what would be the punishment? Right. You see, you understand these things. The rest of them don't, but they just end up doing it by themselves. You have to recognize your freedom. And part of that recognizing of the freedom is also balancing it with responsibility. learning to flow and move, right? Following the true will, but love under will. Every man and every woman, every person is a star, right? And what that means is moving in flow and in harmony. Again, back to this harmony. Otherwise, you wind up in prison, your freedom taken, your freedom taken. And what are we trying to gain through this process of going through the cycles of death and rebirth? We're trying to gain ionic life, right? True, unadulterated freedom. But we cannot be granted freedom until we have learned through experience. All right, let us continue. 10 Plays by Euripides. Muses, what is the message from Euripides? Enter my humble house, but take care that my sooty room does not spot your dress. You will offer such an offering to the deities as behooves you. As behooves you. Wow. You can enter into my home, enter into my realm, right? Come in, but take care that my sooty room does not spot your dress, right? When you enter into my home, there's a chance that my dirt may get on you, right? You may become tainted by this engagement. But also, right, when you enter my house, you will give an offering to the gods. You will give an offering. But it's the offering that behooves you, right? One that is inspired, one that is personal. The best offerings are always personal, right? Beautiful. Love it. Enter my house, but take care that my sooty room does not spot your dress. You will offer such an offering to the deities as behooves you. Beautiful. All right. Let us now go to A Sinister Assassin, Antonin Artaud. Muses, what is the message from our man Artaud? The Momo. Inspire us. Yes, even at this time we've reached, there are still doctors who will think that you are mad because you are mad, and that madness is. Wow. This is beautiful. We're all kind of mad. The universe is mad. The universe is absurd. The very nature of our reality is absurd. It's beyond our limited individual understanding, right? What is Artaud getting at? Yes, even at this time we've reached, there are still doctors who will think that you are mad because you are mad. Not for any reason other than just mad. You're just mad because I said you're mad. And that madness just is. That madness just is. Wild. You know, it's not understood. It's not something defined. They can't tell you what makes you mad, nor why you're mad, or what defines it. They have nothing to say but other than that you are mad. Madness is bad. Wow. Beautiful. Gotta love Artaud. All right. Let us now go to The Telltale Heart and Other Writings, Edgar Allan Poe. Muses, what is the message from Poe? Inspire us this evening. This was the expression of the cook who threw himself into the berth. It is hardly possible to say what precise meaning was intended by the phrase. The whole affair, however, proved the ultimate means of my relief, as will presently appear. So the expression I'm going to read, so we understand fully the sentence. It says, until the brig was no longer a brig, until the brig was no longer a brig. This was the expression of the cook who threw himself into the berth. Into the berth. It almost sounds like a suicide. It is hardly possible to say what precise meaning was intended by the phrase. The whole affair, however, proved the ultimate means of my relief. Wow. Threw themselves into the berth, into that harbor, right? Like that Virgo to ascension through death. The brig was no longer a brig, right? This makes me think also like silliness, like Freud. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, and sometimes the cigar is a giant phallus. You know what I mean? Like, geez, this is the thing. Sometimes things are what they appear, and other times they aren't by any means. And meaning is always changing. All right. Women who run with the wolves. All right. Muses, got my hand. What is the message from Christina Pinkola Estes in The Women Who Run with Wolves? But in the end, a woman must rest now, rock now, regain her focus. She must become younger, recover her energy. She thinks she cannot, but she can, for the circle of women, be they mothers, student artists, or activists, always closes to fill in for those who go on rest leave. A creative woman has to rest now and to return to her intense work later. She has to go see the old women in the forest, the revivifier, the wild woman, in one of her many leitmotifs. Wild woman expects that the animus will wear out on a regular basis. She is not shocked that he falls through her door. She is not shocked when we fall through the door. She is ready. She will not rush to us in a panic. She will just pick up and hold us till we regain our power again. Everything goes through cycles, and there are cycles in everything, including in yourself. And you, as you know thyself, will learn to understand this. Again, this idea of connecting to the body and understanding the body. And look, we're talking about that great Artemis energy, that wild woman energy of the woods, right? That aspect of the great mother that is that fierce, singular feminine, right? Perfect for the moon in Virgo. Perfect for the moon in Virgo. But that energy, that energy waits for you to come, and she understands these cycles and helps you renew. There are times in your life where you need to return to the woods and you need to rest. You need to reconnect to that depth of the instinct into the self, right? The seasons change. One of the stories I was reading recently is about how the poppy is sacred to Demeter because Demeter drugs herself to get through the winter, to get through the time when she cannot embrace her Persephone until she can return. And just like her, we all need to rest and wait for that spring to come back and reconnect with that spring through these rites, through these engagements, through entering into the nature, through dancing under the moon, through connecting to the unconscious, into the self, into that feminine, right? Beautiful. Love it. All right. Let's continue. We are going to do one final sortes. We're going to go now to Goethe, Faust. All right. Muses, what is the message from Faust? Inspire us. Were I a bird, comes as she sees the clouds drift by over the city wall to mock her pain. Wow. Were I a bird, Have we not been talking about the birds so much? From the first poem I read you, the Orioles. Comes as she sees the clouds drift by over the city walls. Always the great mothers are associated with the cities and with communities, right? Whether it is Hestia or Athena, Minerva, even Aphrodite is of Paphos, right? Over the city wall to mock her pain. Wow. The bird comes to mock in song by expressing its freedom as we are bound to the earth. Oof. Amazing. Beautiful. All right. That is our sortes. We are now going to go to our tarot proper. But once again, before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, and I would truly, truly appreciate it. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, you can reach out to me, Snappy, ddts@gmail.com. And today we're actually going to use a special tarot. This was gifted to me by a dear friend of mine, Isaac. And it is called Liber M Tarot, and it is a variation of the Crowley Thoth Lady Frida Harris Tarot, but with new art and illustrations, and it's quite beautiful. So we're going to have some fun with this, and I always believe that when something is gifted to you, it has that extra special energy. So let's see. Muses. What is the inspiring energy? Let's invoke that energy of Saturn. Dissect our life, cut it up, expose it on the plate, show us the interconnections. And we ask, how can we rise above the conflicts? How can we flow in harmony? How can we manifest our true will? And what is the greater message for our community? And as always, the center card is the most important card. Okay, and today's center is the Seven of Swords, futility. Futility. Wow. Beautiful and intense energy. And I love this imagery. We see that seven-sided star of Babylon. Wow. But we also see the swords penetrating the star. And we see the camel resting under the full moon. You know, it's interesting too. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about the sevens and about how complicated the seven energy is. You know, in the tarot, in the Golden Dawn system, and as well as the Crowley system, the sevens are overtly negative in every iteration except for the wands. But even under the wands, they signify duress and a need to move higher, right? But this is interesting because we see the sevens as such a powerful, profound, magical number in other places, right? We see the seven is representative of the divine androgyne, the combination, right? That gets us to that higher self that moves beyond the six into the seven. And the seven is the most common number, right? It is everywhere. It's everywhere, as Gandhi is saying. But the Seven of Swords is that energy of overthinking. It's that energy of moving beyond reason and into that realm of doubt. It is where we start to manifest our anxieties. We no longer can move and flow. So the call, when I always see this energy, is to try and focus down, to get back to that balance, that power of the sixes, that middle path, that pure reason, that science, right? Beautiful. Let us continue. Four of Cups, luxury. This is beautiful energy, but also intense energy, right? The Four of Cups is that loving harmony, reciprocal flow. These are your foundational relationships, your family, your closest loved ones, the people you care about most who are there for you, who sustain you. And it's beautiful imagery in the card here. We see the power of the moon as it cycles the waters and as it moves through its phases. Beautiful. But also, this luxury energy is energy that is so balanced that it's often hard to expand beyond, right? It's hard to expand beyond. Even though we're moving in flow, we want to move in that greater harmony. We want to connect in community with more than just those core relationships. But often when we enter into this energy, we become sated, right? Let us continue. Interesting. Beautiful. The Knight of Swords. And I love this imagery. This is beautiful. That winged Knight of Swords with the six pointed star at the top and the wings. Striving for the stars, striving for that higher wisdom, for that higher energy. The knights are that outgoing energy, right? That ones that try to assert their will. And in that energy of the swords, it's about the mystical pursuits, logical, higher understanding pursuits, things that are expansive and beyond the mere earth, right? This energy is that mature, outgoing energy. But what we're seeing here is that this is a force that is facing that overthinking, that futility, right? Starting to believe that this is going to be very difficult. How can I do it? And because they're balanced in this luxury, right? When the futility hits, even though they're showing up at the night, they're more likely to listen because they're comfortable. They're more likely to be caution because they are in that comfort energy. But the cards are reminding us now is that, look, this overthinking is not the reasoned path. It's not the best path forward. The better path forward is to be in that 6. And this luxury is sustaining us, but we need to, you want the 4+, right? You can never forget your foundation. Your foundation is your core. That energy should sustain you and stay with you. And it must be reciprocated through every step of the tower, right? And it will be. But we want to continue to build upon it. We want to reach for the star, right? But that futility holds us back. It keeps us overthinking. It keeps us doubting. Let's continue. All right. Connected to the 7 of Swords, futility, we have the 10 of Discs, wealth, right? Wealth. And what do they mean by wealth? They're talking of Plutus. Plutus, not simply wealth, but love, harmony, children, growth, security, sustenance, right? That golden age. Yes, Alabaster, legacy, right? Powerful, powerful energy. This is completing the tower upon the earth, right? And it's connected to that 7. What we're seeing here is that we are engaged in this energy of building, of manifesting that tower. And it is here on the horizon. Yet we believe the belief to truly bring this down, to create something of that strength and beauty, to be somewhat futile. Somewhat futile. Intense energy. Where's this going? Oh, wow. I love the art on this one. We have the caduceus. Gandhi, do you see this? Wow. And the wands on either side, and the shoes on either side of Hermes, right? Look at them. Beautiful. This deck is incredible. The 8 of Wands is that swiftness energy. This means that is coming in quick. We are inspired. The change is happening, right? The muse is pushing us forward. The stars are aligning to give us that power. Again, we're confronting this futility. This futility is dragging and holding us back. Let's continue. Beautiful. Beautiful. There's a recognition here that this 10 of discs, right? It comes when we take action now and we move with this fiery passion, but it also is coming out of shared perspectives, of balancing the energy, right? Of balancing the energies, of coming together to see things in unity, to see things from a singular point. So this 10 of discs is manifesting when this knight can work with others for the purpose of building that disc. Beautiful. Interesting. Yeah, this deck is the Liber M deck. It's based on the Thoth deck by Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley, but it has new art. It's called Liber M. Here's the book. Or Liber Mundi, Book M. Liber Mundi. The deck is also called Tabula Mundi. But here's the book. And here is the back of the card. So you can get a picture there. The abracadabra going down. It's a beautiful deck. All right, let's continue. Now this is wild. Fortuna. Fortune. Fortune. The wheel of fortune at the top connected. We may believe that this is impossible to happen. We may be doubting that this 10 of discs can manifest, but what we're seeing is that this is freaking happening. The wheel of fortune is turning and the tower will be built. And it is going to happen quick with this deep, inspiring energy. And it is coming when we work together as a community in that shared balance. Wow. What beautiful energy. What beautiful energy. Let's keep going. We called her and here she appears. The Queen of Discs. The Queen of Discs. This is who the knight needs to work with. These are the two energies that are going to manifest that 10. This is where that perspective is gained, right? And the Queen of Discs, as we were talking about, is that embodied energy. It is that feminine energy of building, of working through others, of kin building, but having the strength to push, right? She is that builder, the one who gets things done. She has that intense energy, right? This is the one you want if you're in a war. This is that energy of protecting her children, of doing whatever is necessary to build that wall, to manifest that security, right? Powerful, powerful energy, practical energy, connected energy, connected to that fortune. As that wheel changes, that energy has come in, right? With the changing of the fortune, this energy is coming in hard, right? And if we can see, it's connected to that 4 of Cups. This is a foundational energy. This is a loving energy. This is a part of that foundation, just as the knight is a part of that foundation. And this is where that perspective is coming in, when we bring these energies together. Wow. We see where the knight needs to go and what the Queen of Discs is doing. The Queen of Discs, as well as that fortune energy, this is about transformation. That knight is transforming into the emperor, into the emperor. And the emperor is the one who ascends the throne and asserts their will. Even it is that energy of the magician, but it's that energy embodied in the earth. The emperor is intense energy. This is energy that many people struggle with, right? Because on one hand, they are that great builder, that protector, that absolute masculine in its most powerful. It can move mountains, but at the same time, this energy can turn tyrannical, right? It can turn tyrannical. It can be that will that seeks to control, that seeks to assert its power over others. But what we're seeing here is this is about growth and transformation. This is about growth and transformation. The emperor does not have to be tyrannical. And this emperor energy is not necessarily about being a king. It is about asserting one's power, right? And what we're seeing is that this is a part of that wheel, that turn. And this is the energy that is going to help us grow, right? Going to help us grow. Going to help us ascend that throne and to manifest that will. And so many of us struggle with this. You know, when I see this energy a lot, I've struggled with this for a lot of my life. You know, that strong, intense masculine. But at the same time, this energy is so profoundly needed. And I wouldn't be here if I wasn't able to embrace this energy in my own life. You know, I wouldn't be here living my freedom, doing what I choose. And all of us at various times in our life need to embody this energy, be that force of will, be that power who can protect and build, who can assert, who can imagine, right? So often we want others to tell us what to do. We want to know what we should do. We want to be told that, is this the right way? Most of the time when I receive questions from people from the tarot, this is what it is. Am I going down the right path? The emperor does not ask that question. The emperor forges his path. The emperor goes. The emperor does because the emperor wants. He wills it. And this is true power, to be able to do that, to have the strength to look into the unknown and to go, to have the strength to imagine what the future will be and to make the attempt to create it, right? What are you imagining is what's important. The same issue that people have with the devil, they have with the emperor. It's that Aries energy again. Very intense energy, but it can be beautiful. It can be beautiful. It can be the most powerful, transcendent energy imaginable if you imagine the right thing. What is your tower? What are you building? What is your will, right? If you are working in that truce, in that harmony, right? If you are working to build that tower, this can be transcendent and beautiful. All right. I'm now going to flip my card and we're going to take a look at the full spread. But before I do, once again, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really makes a big difference. Leave a comment too, if you can, if you felt that this resonated with you. And if you're at all interested in a private reading, please reach out, snappydddts@gmail.com. All right, here we go. Let's pull this down and take a look. Okay. All right. So we're going to start here with that luxury, the Four of Cups, that harmony. The Queen of Discs is connected. What I'm seeing here is that Queen of Discs is a part of this luxury, right? This could be a mother, a partner, a daughter, right? It's someone, though, that is in your, it could be you. This is that energy, though, that is a foundational energy. And it is an energy that will push you, that can help you grow, right? And what we're seeing is that there's this fiery passion that's coming in that's going to cause this spark to change, right? Where we're going to move beyond this Four of Cups because of the inspiring energy and the quickness in which things start to move. And the Queen is that energy that is going to be able to manifest and build with that inspiration. Do it in the earth and do it now, you know? And with that Four of Cups, again, I'm seeing is that we're meant to connect with and listen to and flow with this energy. Abandon futility. Abandon futility. Fortune is here. The wheels have turned and your fruits are coming to fruition. The tower will be built. The wealth will be manifested. The temple, that energy is coming in spite of the futility, because this is fortune, the changing of the tides. Wild. Right? That Knight of Swords, when they work in balance in truce, right? When they can balance their perspective, when they can listen to that queen, when they can listen to their community, they can become that emperor. They can be the one who imagines and builds, directs the building of the tower. These two together, right? Different energies that are needed for the same force. Wow. Okay. Now let's look at our crosses. We'll start here. Again, what are we coming into truths with? Who are we balancing our perspective and expanding our perspective with? That Queen of Discs energy. Learning to be that builder, that one who is invested in the family, in the home, in the body, that's connected in that way, that will do what is necessary, right? That has the strength to overcome. Beautiful. This inspiring energy and this transformation is here. This emperor energy is coming in, and there is the futility here I'm seeing is also related to that emperor. It's related to that emperor becoming that power, becoming that masculine force. It is part of the fear of this energy is also about keeping us from actualizing the self. Recognize you have a divine right to embody this power. The key is just recognizing that each of us is a star and moving in harmony. But you have a right to build and to live your will, to be that power, to do what you believe is right, to have your dreams and manifest them. Do not believe this energy is futile, that it'll turn corrupted. It doesn't have to, especially not when you're connected to that divine fortune and you have that queen energy to set you on the right path, right? And anyone can be the emperor. Recognize it's not about gender so much as it's about how the power moves, right? We all must embody this energy at different points in our life. All right, everyone. That's the message. I hope it resonated with you. It certainly resonated with me. This was an intense reading. Lots of potential, lots of power. We can build that tower. All we need to do is embrace reason and be that strong person in our own lives. Ascend the throne, assert your will, move in harmony. It's okay. It's okay as long as you proceed with love. All right? Hope I see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.